What's she gonna say to you? Get away from me? No, she's gonna say, wow, I never heard that before. Me, I look at a woman, I don't have trouble approaching them, but usually when I want to start talking to them, I fucked them once in my mind already, and then I start talking on what I like the best about them. They got a nice body, and sometimes if they're really good looking, I'll go over and tell them, you know, you're so good looking that most guys are afraid to come and approach you. And I am in a way too, because I'd be afraid that you'd refuse me tonight.
You've done that.
Yeah, what's the difference? If you're either gonna fuck her, you're not gonna fuck her. But if you don't approach her, you're for sure not gonna fuck her.
What I find interesting is how you approach her with certain vulnerability, which...
Yeah, because you see, they too strong is no good too.
Okay, that's what I need to do.
You know, remember, men, the way they started to approach women, I believe, was the right way.
Boom.
Knock on the head, pull them, motherfucker, get down there. I used to make a joke with them, and I used to say, you know what? I was 38 years old before I found out a woman's ears were for hearing. They weren't handles? Fuck, am I an idiot? And I make another joke. What's the nicest thing a woman can say to you? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's the nicest thing she can say to me. Do I really want to hear anything else? I have two basic rules. And now when I'm going to tell you the rules, and the reason I haven't told you these rules yet is because if I would have said them at the beginning, you would have had the right to probably walk out and go, this fucking guy's crazy. But the more I talk to you, the more you'll find out that these rules are the only rules that matter. And there's not 30 rules, you don't have to write them on your arm. You have to understand them, you have to live them. Rule number one, and I don't make a lot of rules. Okay, anybody who understands these rules will be successful. Period. Rule number one, who cares what they say? Period. Rule number two, as important as rule number one, considering there only are two rules. You're the most important person in this relationship between you and her. Now, believe it or not, I believe that women live by those two rules also. I'm not telling you to hurt them, hit them, manhandle them. I never liked really rough sex, you know. I had a girlfriend once who made me squeeze her tits till there was like marks in them, and I was always so paranoid that, Christ, she calls the cop and says, look what he did to me, and I don't want to, you know, I'm a lover, I don't want to abuse them. And I had a friend of mine who just loved to just come in their face and slap them after. He lives in California. It was his turn on. I wasn't into that. And I had another one who liked to get into the S&M and the... Today it's a dangerous society. You have to be careful. You could get, you know... I had another guy that called me and we were talking on the phone for a while. One of the guys, Clifford, was telling me, is he here, Clifford? Hey? He started telling me about the woman, and I told him after a minute, I go, hello? Stop what you're doing. Stop. Don't look at her again. He was stalking her. I think I mentioned it. Yeah, he was stalking her. I says, what kind of advice can I give you? I would never stalk a woman. You want her back, but she changed your phone number and told you never to call her again. Hello? Go on. He sent her a letter and the police responded. Stop, it's over. What do you want me to tell you to do? He's going to school someplace in Boston, and he's flying back on spring break to California I says, is there any other reason you fly back to California? Do you have family there? Only to see her? He goes, yeah. I go, don't do it. And these are the guys you read about in the paper after doing crazy things. I mean, I don't go for that kind of stuff. And it's not that I'm an angel. I mean, yeah, I like a woman to be mine. Okay. Yeah, I'm a male chauvinist pig. Yeah. I like that kind of stuff. I like to be in control of the situation. And I do tell them during my relationship with them that every once in a while I like them to take the initiative and show me what they can do. Okay, which they like. And my relationship is not a democracy. You want to be with me, because you're never with the woman. You'll notice that they're always with you. If you want to be with me, it's my way or the highway. You don't have to be that rough with it, but usually if you leave it to them to decide which direction to go in, you're fucked. So if you're being that stupid, you can go wherever you want. But if you want the relationship to go the way you want it to go, lead. You know, I would dance with broads and they tried to lead and I'd go, oh, wait a minute. Do you want to lead? You have a dick. You don't have a dick. You don't lead. That's if that's an attitude you have, I go, yeah, that's the attitude I have. You just heard it. Why are you asking me that question? Don't defend what you think you're right with. All of a sudden they make you feel guilty, so you go, oh, okay, I'm not really like that. Or I don't want you to think I am like that, because now I want to get laid and I'm afraid you ain't going to do it. Fear. Your own fear.
Brings me to my question, a different topic. Dealing with flakiness. Flakiness, for example, I'll just give you my example. Happened last week.
Let me just tell you, let me interrupt you. Come back with your example. But you see, flakiness, that's where it comes in. Is she flaky or is she acting flaky? Is flaky one of their ploys? Or is she a flaky person? There's plenty of flaky people out there. There's flaky guys too. Yeah. But you don't know, because you see, you're not her friend. Or you're not her relative. You don't know if she is or she isn't. If you find them being flaky, to stop it, you can tell her like this: if we start to have a relationship and I ask your family how flaky you are, would they tell me you are or you aren't? Find out right away if you're dealing with it, because you're asking me something that she might not be flaky. It might be one of her ploys.
It could be. It's something to figure out. If something happens that, well, if it hasn't gone very, this is a waitress that I've got together with her a couple of times, and she was dating some guys, and I was just enjoying her because she was introducing me to all these other women, which was great. But recently she broke up with the guy, so we're supposed to get together, and she's great. She gives me her cell phone, everything. She returns my calls, everything's fine. Last week, she calls me up and she says, I'm at Newtown, we're going to Newtown in about an hour, and I'm with 10 of my girlfriends. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go. And I show up there and there was no one there. So of course I don't waste time. I met two unknown women on the street.
Oh, she wasn't there either?
She wasn't there, and there was nobody there. So I don't waste time. I hung out with these two women I met, and I had a great time.
She told you to meet her at a bar.
Yeah, and she wasn't there.
And she didn't show up. So what's your question?
The same night I called. So I said,
you called her?
Yeah, on her cell phone. I left her a message on her.
Why would you do that?
Because I want to know where she was.
Let me ask you something. Why do you want to know where she was?
Because she told me she would be there.
Yeah, so what did she lie to you?
Either that or something.
I don't know. What happened? What happened? You're thinking for her? You're defending her?
Once again, that's it.
What are you doing here? She fucked you, and you're trying to figure. Why did you fuck me? Hi. Why weren't you there? She wasn't there. Were you mistaken? Were you? Why weren't you there? I was really like. Oh, Jesus. I went there, but I picked up the other two women, but why weren't you there? Who the fuck cares? You don't call her again.
You don't call her again.
Don't talk to her again. You see her, you go.
If I see her at the coffee shop.